novels, make of pre-owned cars, and we have more than 100 to choose from right now.
Well, maybe it's time you come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of doing business. 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
You never think cancer will happen to you. I smoked for over 40 years. My doctor recommended that I get annual lung cancer screening. They were able to catch my cancer at stage 1. It's never too late to quit. Even if you're still smoking, you need to ask your doctor about annual lung cancer screening. Just 30 minutes a year could save your life.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is, my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately, in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Sometimes one teacher can make all the difference. A teacher who stays after school to help you understand an algebra problem. A coach who tells you that you can do it and gets you to run faster than you've ever run before. A teacher who pushes you to do things you didn't think you could do. Write a poem, create an algorithm, play a Bach sonata. Sometimes one day in school can make the difference for a lifetime. The day you learn how to read. The day you win an award in the science fair. The day you start thinking, I can, instead of I can't. Celebrate the crucial differences that educators make in young lives. The classroom is where students learn to think, solve problems, and cooperate with each other. These skills are critical in shaping the future of Nebraska and our nation. Visit a classroom and show your support. Whether it's thanking a teacher, reading to kindergartners, or talking with high school students about your work, your support can make all the difference.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
As an 18-year-old, I let my mistakes kind of take over my life. I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it.
10 years later, at age 28, Jackie finished her high school diploma.
When I found out that I was pregnant, I know that I had to do something for myself if I wanted to make her a better person and provide a better life for her. My family never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew what I could become and who I could become as a person. My support team is amazing. The educational director, my sister, and even my 7-year-old daughter has just been more than the support that I could ask for. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People City Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job?
Not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner. Or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity, not to make friends, but just to get something to eat. Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hunger in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Banks Strong, and the Ad Council.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio. From the heart of Lincoln, America, this is What's Next 24. With the authors of Next 24, Michael Worrell and Sherry Tills.
All right, welcome in to What's Next 24. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. If you guys want to join in, use the streams, Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo, channel 961. You can also use the Starter Heyman text line 402-464-5685. Great way to put a face to the voice. With that being said, I'll throw it over to the host, Mike and Sherry.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to What's Next on 93.7 The Ticket FM. I'm Mike, and I'm along with...
This is Sherry.
It was Sherry, and we are thrilled to dive into today's episode. We're going to have a little different episode today. We're the authors, by the way, of Next 24, available at Barnes & Noble, and today we're going to talk to a young man who's relentless in pursuit of his glory, his dream to play in the NFL. This is more than just a story about football. It's about determination, passion, and the journey to achieve greatness. Stay tuned as we explore this inspiring journey only on What's Next. I'll turn this over to Sherry.
Thank you, Michael. First of all, I know that you guys know, if you watch every week, I hope you do, that we usually do daily affirmations, and then we read a little bit of inspiration from Ricky Simmons' book. But we're so excited about our guest today. We want every single minute that we can for this show. And just really quick shout out, Ricky, we still love you. We'll bring back your book next week. But don't forget to watch Ricky on Sunday nights from 7 to 8. And his show is called Get Your Happy On, and it's amazing. Now, one more quick commercial. Next Saturday, Barnes & Noble's South Point Mall from 2 to 5, they are doing all of the Nebraska authors book signing, and we will be there with our book Next 24 from 2 to 5, and it's the Barnes & Noble at South Point Mall.
All right.
Yep. And so now for the excitement, we are so honored to introduce you to an aspiring athlete whose journey is nothing short of remarkable. Justice Henson grew up in Shreveport, Louisiana, where his love for football began at Calvary Baptist Academy. His dedication and passion for the game led him to Louisiana Tech University and later to East Texas Baptist University in Marshall, Texas. At East Texas Baptist, Justice made a significant impact on the defensive side of the ball. He's an amazing defensive player, showcasing his skills and earning multiple accolades. His professional career is just as impressive. He started with the Omaha Beef in the Champions Indoor Football League, which I'd been to a bunch of those games, but unfortunately I'm a lot older than Justice and didn't get to see him play in person. And then he moved on to the Northern Arizona Wranglers, the Duke City Gladiators, and the Green Bay Blizzard in the Indoor Football League. Currently, Justice is with Salina Liberty in Salina, Kansas, and where he will be playing linebacker, one of my favorite positions. And his relentless pursuit of his dream is to eventually play professional football with the NFL. He continues to inspire us all. And one more thing I need to tell you about Justice. Justice, 2 years ago, was my personal trainer for a while, and I love him very much. He's an amazing guy. Welcome, Justice. We also have his fiancée, Haley, here with us, which we're excited to have her too.
Yeah, Justice, good morning. How you doing today?
Morning, doing great.
Glad you made it down here today.
Yes, sir.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Are you ready to roll?
Yes, right.
All right. We'd like to get started. Why don't we dive in? Just start with your background, where you're from. Tell us about your family.
Yeah. So I'm born and raised Shreveport, Louisiana. Um, been there my whole life. I was able to go play college through there. Football became a big part of my life early. Met some amazing people. Met my best friend, my god brother Timothy Johnson there. With Lakeside Express. Ever since then, it just kept going. With the Calvary Baptist Academy, that became a blessing. Also, got closer to God through that school as well too, and got a little bit more confidence in the game. And then still around Louisiana. Made my way to Louisiana Tech, and then after that, found my way to East Texas Baptist University, and that was the first time outside of Louisiana. But other than that, raised up Shreveport, Louisiana. Um, my mom, Angela Pace, my dad, Roy Henson. I feel like they done a good job.
Yeah.
But
They did an amazing job. I want to tell you guys, this is the most polite, respectful young man besides Harrison that I have ever been blessed to call my friends and to have a relationship with.
Tell us a little bit about what life was like growing up in Louisiana.
It was pretty cool. Once you start leaving outside of the state, you appreciate your state a little bit more. The Southern hospitality,
Yeah.
just being able to develop relationships with people, and
Yeah.
then feeling like your family already. So,
Brothers and sisters?
yes, sir. I got two brothers, Brandon Henson and Timothy Pace.
Oh, great.
Yeah, those my big brothers right there, and I got two amazing sisters, Rhonda Pace and Ruth Woods. Amazing people.
And I know your mother's listening. Why don't you say hi to your mom?
Oh, hey, mom.
There you go. Hey.
Hi, Mom. Angela, we're so excited to have your amazing son with us today.
Tell us a bit.
And we're so excited you're watching.
Was sports always part of your life from early on, or how did this all kind of come about for you?
It was always a part. It's a crazy story actually. Me and my sister and my brother Timothy and Rhonda, we were just in the yard playing football one day, and then guy across the street from us, he was a coach for the little league team, Lakeside Express, and then 2 days later, I'm like, oh, I get to play football like the people on the TV, and then that was just one of the most random blessings that ended up becoming a 27-year blessing after that.
Tell us about high school football down there. Is it pretty competitive down there?
Very competitive. What we do with high school football, I feel like it makes us stand out because we don't look at your division. We don't look at, oh, that's a 1A team, that's a 4A team.
Yeah.
We play football. I went to a 2A school at Calvary Baptist, and we played with the heart of a 5A school.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Who growing up when you were getting interested in sports? Who were your heroes? Who you were watching?
Troy Polamalu. He's one that stands out to me a lot because he plays like he don't care. Like he just want to get the football by any means, get the stop by any means, and then he's also a good man of faith too.
Yeah.
So and then it kind of motivates me seeing athletes play like they all leave it up to God. Whatever happens. We just go play football.
And when you started out in high school, your coaches, who did you look up to? Who was your mentor as a coach?
Really my head coach, John Bachman Sr., the man with the towel, that's what they call him. He used to have some of the most amazing pregame speeches, and then you could tell by the passion. And I think that's where, because usually players develop the identity of their coach.
Yeah.
And watching Coach Bachman Sr. Put the passion to us and then show that he cares so much about the game, it just started pouring out into us. And then just going back a couple of days ago, I was looking at my high school highlights just randomly. And then I was like, I need to get back to that to that passion. The aggression will always be there, but when you can physically show the passion on the field, it kind of shows that he cares.
But tell me growing up in high school, there's a high school kid having fun, doing a lot of things. What were your goals? What were your interests? I mean, before football, has it always been football since you can remember?
And that's a funny part because it's always been football. My god brother, Timothy Johnson, rest in peace to him. We used to always just chilling in the front yard, and then we'll just have our own little games versus nobody. He just throwing the ball 50 yards deep, touchdown. And it's just so that was something before even when I started really taking football serious, that was something that made me feel you know what, I gotta find a way to make sure that I can do what I need to do in life through this game.
What position did you play?
When I was growing up, I actually played running back.
Interesting.
That was my main thing, running back at first. And then
I've watched some of your game highlights, and you are fast.
Thank you.
You are.
Yeah.
You're right off that line, and you're fast.
And it helps a little bit too, knowing the position, because it's like, all right, I know he's gonna try to fake right here, so I'm gonna ahead take this inside hip away, and they just
Tell us through high school, what kind of offense did you guys run?
offense. So our offense coordinator, Coach Moose, Jason Bachman, he was a mastermind. So he had a spread offense
Run the spread.
a lot of pulling guards in the spread offense. It was fun to watch, even as a defensive player, because back in high school we kind of had like our thing going on. Cause we was like a band of brothers, but defense. So we'll just sit down and watch. Hey, Coach Moose he's dot them up right now.
Were you a single back?
Oh
Single back offense?
single back, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. There you go. You know, I teach you a little bit, but you do remind me of Barry Sanders a little bit.
Oh, for real?
You know, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Family like that. Tell me, you had your success. You're going through football, and you find it. Tell us a little bit about after high school. What was the recruitment process like for you?
It was scary, kind of nervous, because I did go to high school with some NFL guys right now, NFL caliber guys as well too. So the process was pretty hard on me, because I was like, man, I just won a state championship. I got all.
Oh, did you
state-
win? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me back up. State championship.
Yes,
huh?
sir. We won back-to-back state
Back
championships.
to back.
Mhm.
So the eyes were on you.
Yeah, so it was just the little differences in my position that I had to fight through, because it's like, oh, we don't want this because of the height or because of weight. So that right there motivated me even more to say, you know what? When I get to college, I'm gonna give everybody everything I can and make a regret.
Well, now educate me. What was the college you went to first?
Louisiana Tech.
What was that like?
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a great experience. I learned a lot from the coaches that was there. Coach Blake Baker, the defense coordinator for LSU.
Mhm.
At that time, he was the defense coordinator for Louisiana Tech, and he was another coach that every time you play football for him, he's gonna make sure that you have the same passion for the game as him, because his passion for the game is contagious.
Wow.
When you got from high school to that level, and you start seeing a lot of the young kids probably were just as fast as you, maybe,
Mhm.
you know, very talented at that level. I want to talk a little bit about your mindset. Did you have to realize that you had to maybe work a little harder, get in the weight room, be able
Yeah.
Tell us about this. Tell us how you went through this.
So my best friend, he's also the head coach of Arcadia High School back in Louisiana, Taylor Perron. He became like my best friend through working out. Because we started looking at the competition that was there, and then we're like, if we want to compete, we got to make sure we're ready before we get out here, bro. And we're roommates, we're brothers now. We got to make sure that we both doing the same thing to reach the same goals.
So
Wow.
you were at Louisiana Tech for how long?
Just a year and a half.
And then you transferred?
Yes, sir. The East Texas Baptist.
Talk a little bit about why the change.
It was just some just time to leave a little bit. I wanted to put myself in position to where I get on the field and make an impact. And transferring to East Texas Baptist, all love Louisiana Tech, but transferring to East Texas Baptist was a true blessing. Even though it's a D3, I feel like I did get closer to God. I met my girlfriend Haley, and then on top of that, I was able to go farther in football outside of college, even at a D3.
Well, I think it's wonderful. I've heard such wonderful things about why you're working on your career. You talk about finding your strong faith with God. Will you share that with us, please? How did this come about?
Yeah. So one thing about being an athlete is that you're never just gonna have a smooth road down the path of success. You're never just gonna be like, okay, if there's something bad happens, then it's all over with. If you really want to get where you need to get.
Yeah.
So I was raised up in a very like God-centered family. So I kind of used everything that my mom taught me and my dad taught me, and everything that they both went through and still fought through as my motivation to like use football, and it correlated towards what God has taught me and brought me. So it really helps a lot when all your ups and everything's going good, you still like humble yourself, because God he'll find a way to humble you, and you probably want to do that before he does it for you.
Share with us some of those humbling moments.
Just to transfer to ETB, that was a humbling moment. But I feel like God was like telling me, I got something bigger for you, even though like the division not bigger, but I still have something bigger for you.
And what were those lessons?
sometimes you got to lead whether you want to or not. And then on top of that, sometimes you can't choose your situations all the time. But what you can do is choose how you react to every situation you're in.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me ask you a quick question, Justice. I know this past year you lost a very, very close childhood friend.
Yeah.
How did that affect your mindset and what what you were going through with your football career, but then had to have that bump in the road, and how did your faith play a part in getting you through that?
Again, as we was like going through the funeral and stuff like that, one thing that stood out through every single person that spoke on behalf, was we know the impact that he gave everybody that was around him, and we know where he's going.
Right.
And he knew where he was going before
Right.
anything happened. So as far as like that right there, correlating football and just life in general, it's like I want to make sure that everybody I'm around either gets better or feel the impact to where they can get better.
And that's how you honor their legacy.
Yeah.
That's how you keep them in the forefront where they're not forgotten once they're gone.
Yeah.
So at East Texas Baptist, you switched to defense at that time?
No,
Or how did this work?
I actually switched to defense my sophomore year of high school.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Okay.
yeah.
I got
So
you.
I grew up playing running back my whole life.
Yeah.
But when I got to high school, like I said, sometimes you gotta do the tough things. if you
Why
wanna
the
go to it.
change?
I wanted to play more.
You wanted to play. You wanted to play
Yeah,
more. Have the desire to play.
Yeah, I wanted to be on that field. So the spot was open. The spot was needed.
Well, tell me, because I know this is different. The mindset from an offense to a defensive player is a little different.
Just depends on what kind of running back you is, but it is a lot different than like a play to play consistency.
Yeah. So at the at the Texas level, what did you always played linebacker?
Oh yes, sir.
You did.
Mhm.
Tell us about so you were there for what, two or 3 years?
Oh, at East Texas Baptist?
Yeah.
2.5 because COVID had happened. So they
the
gave us
COVID.
5 games in the spring, but 2 years, 2.5 years. I mean.
And then was that the end of the college career?
Yeah,
Right
yeah.
at
After
there?
those 2.5 years.
Tell us, what was the college comes to an end, and did you start thinking about pro football right away?
Yeah, that was always the mission, was to just play football after college.
I love that statement.
Yeah.
Always the mission.
Mhm.
Always the mission. Okay, so tell us. I want to just sit back and listen to your story. Tell us the mindset, the process. You're thinking about. I mean, not very many people out here know. They do a little bit indoor football.
Mhm.
Tell us about how did you end up in indoor football? Did you look at the NFL? Did you look at other places? How did you find it?
So just being realistic, it's kind of harder to go straight to the NFL out of D3.
Yeah.
So I got blessed with an opportunity to go to play in this All-Star game in New York, the FAF All-Star game.
Oh, is that a college All-Star game?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a
Oh,
college
okay.
All-Star game. So I actually met some of my teammates from there too. Believe it or not, and we still talk and everything like 2 years later. So that blessing just randomly happened, and it just opened up so many doors after that. And then that's when I found myself in the Omaha Beef. Because in my last game, I told all the young guys, all my young linebackers and stuff, that whatever you do, don't take anything you do for granted, because anything can happen. Just play football and then focus on the rest later.
Yeah. How much did you know about indoor football prior?
Whew, I didn't know much, but what I did, because in Louisiana we have 2 very historic indoor football teams: the Louisiana Voodoo and the Shreveport Battlehawks. I may got the city name wrong, but I think it was the Battlehawks.
Wow. Excuse me. I got a little bit of a cold here today. I want to read this here a little bit. There's a lot of people don't know the Indoor Football League. The Indoor Football League, or IFL, is a professional indoor American football league. It's founded in 2008. It was created through the merger of the Intense Football League and the United Indoor Football League. The IFL is one of the premier indoor football leagues in the United States. Just some quick facts here. It's known for fast-paced, high-scoring games. The key features in the IFL teams. The league consists of multiple teams spread across the United States, divided in 2 conferences. The IFL season runs from March to July, and correct me if I'm wrong, but featuring 16 games scheduled to each team. The top teams from each conference qualify for the playoffs, culminating in a championship game. The game rules: the indoor football is played on a smaller field. What's the size of the field?
It's 50 yards for sure, but I think it might be 20, 25 yards on
And it's traditional outdoor football, which leads to more intense and action-packed games. There's player development. The IFL serves as a platform for players to showcase their talent, potentially advance to higher levels of professional football. Now, so there has been three different leagues from what I understand it.
Yes, sir.
Let me see if I've got, okay. It was the AFL, NAL, and IFL. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
That's really interesting to study all that.
Yeah.
Now, what's the difference? Educate us. What is the difference?
So the AFL, that's the league I'm in, but they changed it over to the AF1. They have a little bit less speed motion, so that means that you run towards the line of scrimmage before the ball snap. You get one person that's allowed to do that compared to two people allowed to do that. The field's still the same size. We got these big old rebound nets in the indoor rules, the IFL rules. You can't, like, once it hit the net, that's a point, or once it hit the side nets, it's no side nets. But in the AFL and Arena Football League, if it hit that net, it don't go through the uprights, then it's still a free game.
Well, and the uprights are narrower.
Mm-hmm.
I have to work on this.
Yeah,
and so forth.
You got to have some accuracy.
Educate us on the transition then to learn this type of game.
It was major. So I had to learn twice actually when it came to the to Arena. The IFL, when I first got in there, I had to learn a lot because it's not different from outdoor football. It's just the rules are different. And then I had to make another adjustment too, because playing in the AFL, it's still the same rules in a way, but not the same as the IFL, if that makes sense.
We need to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Justice in just a moment.
And when we come back,
NEPCO is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete, Husker concrete, and Beatrice concrete. NEPCO offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From NEPCO's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Hard work. It's what drives Nebraska. It defines our strength. Men like you live it every day. But sometimes living up to those expectations can be overwhelming. If you're struggling, call or text 988. You'll get skilled, caring support 24/7. Live up to a different kind of strength. The strength to ask for help. Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People Seeding Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Ashiro's work is never done. You care for the house, the kids, and our future. We're so grateful for all you do. Now it's time to care for yourself and save a little more for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to boost your retirement savings now. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro today.
A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This show's pretty rockin', huh?
Yeah, I'm so glad my State Farm agent helped me go.
Huh?
My State Farm agent. They help me with options to personalize my auto insurance to get a great rate that fits my budget, so I don't have to give up the things I love.
Wow. Hey, so do you think I could get your State Farm agent's number?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Kreekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
Hey, bestie. Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too.
My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own.
Always in the driver's seat, huh?
Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot.
Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop.
Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
Are you worried about storm damage causing issues with your basements? F Foundation Repair fixes basements with supreme waterproofing and exact concrete leveling for residential or commercial clients. They service wet basements, leaky walls, damp crawl spaces, bowing or cracked bricks or drywall, and more. Whether you're in Southeast Nebraska, the Tri-Cities area, or Northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. F Foundation Repair. We fix basements. The temperature and leaves are falling daily, so that means it's time for a new pair of shoes for the fall season from Brown Shoe Fit. Now, through October 31st, take $15 off any regular priced fall shoe and boots. Brands like Keen, Obos, Echo, Taos, and Atrex, all $15 off. Some exclusions may apply. See store for details. This is the sale that you've all been waiting for. So get down to Brown Shoe Fit on 66th and Q.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio. From the heart of Lincoln, America, this is What's Next 24. With the authors of Next 24, Michael Worrell and Sherry Tills.
All right, welcome back in. What's Next 24? If you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. We'll have a little bit of trivia for you as well in this segment. Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo, Channel 961. If you want to put a face to the voice, we got the host, Mike and Sherry, and guest Justice Henson in here as well. We got plenty left here on this show. Be sure to tune in.
Welcome back, everyone. We're getting to such an education on indoor football with Justice Henson. To start this next segment, I have a quiz question for everyone, and you can text the answers in. The quiz question is, what indoor football player won a Super Bowl in the NFL? All right, Sherry, I'm going to turn it over to you. I think you've got some questions you may want to ask.
Yes, I do. And let me I'm sorry, Mike, as usual.
Oh, I threw it out at you. Yes. While you're looking for your questions, Justice, I want to talk to you a little bit about, though, you transitioned to indoor football. Your first team was the Omaha Beef. Mm-hmm. Tell us about that experience. The onboard, how did that go?
It was different because, well, first I had to pack up shop and go from, I graduated, so I was back in Louisiana. So I had to go from Louisiana to here in Omaha, Nebraska.
How'd they find you, or how did you find them?
I'm not sure how they found me to this day, but I'm just blessed that I had the chance to.
Well, I should back up. I'm sorry, I'm not on my game today. I'm fighting the cold. How did you get it? How does this work? You get out of college and you're looking, you want to continue your football. Do you go out and find an agent, or are you contacting teams? I'm sorry, tell us this personal journey.
So that was the first thing. Was just start marketing myself now. So like after I graduated college, a couple of sources reached out to me. Yeah, we like your film and stuff like that. We gonna try to see where we can get you at the college because we know that it's a goal of yours. And then also the FAF All Star Game. I think that's something that they're gonna try to do every year now. That helped out a ton, getting a little bit more exposure. Because like I said, there's some guys that was at that All Star game that that I ended up playing with throughout the course of this indoor stuff.
Well, so you get on, you found. Well, tell me though. Okay, they say you like your stuff.
Mhm.
How'd you find an agent?
That's the hard part. It just randomly happened, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've had an agent, but this most recent agent, his name Tyrone Washington, with Wolf 10, and he's been doing a phenomenal job. And I think that's one thing that's starting to wake up a lot more people is that you have agents that really care, like you in the NFL, just to get you to get you to the NFL.
Do you remember the movie North Dallas 40?
I don't think so.
Harrison probably remembers that movie.
North Dallas 40?
North Dallas 40.
I don't know if I do.
With Nick Nolte. At the end of the film, they're in the locker room and the players are getting mad at one of the coaches and they go, when we call it a game, you call it a business. When you
Okay.
call it a business, you call it a game. So, Justice, what is it for you? Is it more of a business or is it a game?
At some point, it's both. It's both, and I think that's what comes with being a professional is knowing the difference on how it, like correlates towards each other. Like where it's a game at the same time, because football is football, but it is a business, and you got to carry yourself as a professional.
And that is a good tie-in to what I want to ask you. Our book talks about the mind, the body, and spirit. Doesn't matter what you do in life; it all kind of ties together. How does this and how does playing football, your mindset, your body, what you do with your body, and the spiritual part of it?
Yeah. So, spiritual part, just like all things in life, it gets a little rough. Sometimes people get released from teams. Sometimes, you get hurt, then you have to get released. It's a lot of. Sometimes you just don't play that week. So, I feel like being spiritually, driven and have that as a crutch, it helps you a lot because you don't want to stay down too long when you down, but then eventually you be out.
And without that faith,
Mhm.
it's easy to stay down.
Yep.
Because they think that that's kind of what raises you up.
Mhm.
What about your mindset through all
As
this?
far as mindset, you just gotta be, disciplined and ready to do what you need to do no matter what. Because one thing about my mindset when it came to the game, especially when I got to this point, was I'm not going to be left out. Like I want a piece of everything that everybody's getting. I don't want to be left out. Um, and some coaches they do a good job of establishing that mindset for you. Like make sure like you understand like this the mindset we have here. Like my current head coach right now at the Salon and Liberty, Coach O'Neill. We have this thing called championship mindset. So everything we do is with a championship mindset. So we have the mindset of a champion. No matter what we do, we working towards having a championship mindset.
Wow. I really, really like that. And I think that that's a good mindset to have all through life,
Yeah,
no matter
oh,
whether you're
definitely.
playing sports or
Mhm.
you're going through things with your kids
Yeah.
or job or
Mhm.
whatever the case may be.
Definitely.
Now, I know because I have personally seen what you're like in the gym.
Mhm.
And, as far as the body part, I mean, just real quick, run us through your workout routine. I mean, this guy, you ever get him as a personal trainer, let me tell you what, talk about kicking your rear end.
Well, I try to work out 5 days a week. It's just different body parts. I try when I do train, I try to train to emulate 4 quarters of football. So
Right.
usually when I get my work in, it's consistent work, consistent work. If I'm having some downtime in between my workouts, it's to switch the song or get a little bit of water, or just walk off, cool down for a little bit. But other than that, I'm trying to mimic 4 quarters of football every time I work out.
Awesome.
I'd
Awesome.
I'd like
awesome.
to I'd like to know about because I watched it on the film. The quality looks like the uniforms,
Mhm.
the game environment looks great. Looks
Yeah.
crowded. Share behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, one thing about the AFL or AF1 now, and the IFL, they do a great job of like making sure the quality of football is good. So one thing I noticed when I got to that level was I didn't know what to expect, but when I got there, it's like okay, this is a good atmosphere. Like it drives you a little bit more, you
Yeah.
know, to put on a show.
What did it feel like though? You go to Omaha Beef. How did you play there 1 year?
Yes, sir.
Why the change to Duke City Gladiators? How'd that come about?
It was just the end of the season. So they had asked to sign, so sign with them.
Is that how it works? Yeah.
Yep. So before that, I played with the Northern Arizona Wranglers at first,
Uh-huh.
and then after that, I made the switch to the Duke City Gladiators.
What's it like when you switch these teams though? You got to relearn it. I mean, you get that camaraderie.
I mean, the camaraderie part, that's all player driven right there.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like just throwing the plays and stuff, it's only so much you can do in indoor football. Kind of like outdoor football for defense. It's only so much you can do. A cover 3 is a cover 3 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So one thing I can say by playing these 2.5 years of indoor football, arena football, was I was able to learn different kind of playbooks. So whenever I do have to make a quick transition to another playbook, okay, this is it right here. It's typical linebacker stuff. Just know the terminology for it.
Yeah, as we were talking on break too, there's a famous Nebraska former quarterback that played for indoor football, which is Tommy Armstrong. They won the last 2 championships. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Which he's had a great career. How has playing arena football improved your athletic ability?
Big time. Honestly, like this is the best I felt in my life as far as an athlete. You see some of the guys that you go against, and then you look at their background. And some of these guys are Power 5 starters, SEC starters. Some of these guys been doing this at the indoor levels. I went outside to the Canadian Football League or the NFL, came back, and these are my competition now. So we working out. It's like I'm not fit to get embarrassed.
They keep you on your game.
Yes. You gotta do what you gotta do what you gotta do to get in so you can fit in.
So when you're on the business side, you get paid a little bit, right? Correct, and sign a contract.
Yep.
You get to do endorsements.
Yeah.
Oh.
So that's one thing that the AF1 is doing big time this year. They're offering, and this the only league that really does this too. They're making sure that you get a percentage of everything with your name, image, and likeness. So back
Are they
to
doing
you.
this now?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, the
Wow.
AF1 is doing a great job on that.
That move up, and of course, I saw last night CBS Sports is starting to carry.
Yep. So they host our playoffs as well too. Last year they host the first, second, and championship round of the AF1 playoffs.
Tell me a little bit. What was it like going to the Duke City Gladiators?
It was a different environment because again, I'm from Louisiana, so you go to Albuquerque and then it's like, okay, this is a very different environment. And then it was the same way at the Northern Arizona Wranglers because they're like 3,400 feet above like sea level. So it's like I was not expecting mountains when I got to Arizona, like snowy mountains and stuff. So,
And then now you're going to go to Salina.
yes, sir, Salina, Kansas.
Tell us the story there. How did this?
Just
transition?
off-season stuff again. When the season over, you gotta see where you're gonna go. So my agent, Tyrone Washington with Wolf 10, he's actually the owner of Wolf 10 agencies too. So we just started talking. He was like, "Hey man, we can get you somewhere if you want to go somewhere." So their job, put your name out there, talk to the right guys, talk to the team, talk to teams that got team needs. Then next thing you know it, he said, "So do you know anything about Salina?" Like, do I? They got a heck of a head coach over there, so I love the opportunity to play for Salina.
So now, wow, when does the season begin for you?
They didn't drop the schedule yet, but it's gonna start around like the first or second week of March.
So are you expected to do preseason workouts? Do you do it on your own? Do you
Yeah. So I do preseason workouts on my own, and then on top of that, we get 9 days of camp. So that's 9 days of just straight practice football, heading into the season, get you prepared for the season.
Wow.
Do you guys physically move down there?
Yeah. So these teams, they provide housing because that is the most important thing because you got people coming from all over the country to come like play for these different teams in different places. So they do provide housing, they provide meals.
That's nice.
Yeah, they do a great job of making sure that we feel like we're away from like we got a home away from home.
Well, I mean, I love it when you guys keep popping back up into Omaha.
Mhm.
And just really quick, I want to ask Haley. You've been in a relationship with this guy, with this amazing guy, which I'm sure he has his off days. Believe me, they all do. But as a partner, as a soon-to-be wife of an indoor football player, how does that affect you? How does that affect your daily life and your relationship?
Well, to be honest, it's like he's on the spotlight all the time, but I'm always there for him. Luckily we have a dog, so it makes our relationship a lot easier. It's like having a kid, and that's usually what it's like being with a professional football player.
So you're kind of the grounding
Mhm.
that he needs, and also to keep him humble, so his head doesn't get too big with all of this.
She's my crutch.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Justice, could you just really quick share a specific moment or experience that taught you a valuable lesson about perseverance in your personal life and in your career?
Mm, I think back in high school, that kind of taught me a lot about perseverance because I wasn't just like an instant starter or anything like that. In the position I played, I was kind of like smaller compared to everybody else. But I just feel like through perseverance, through motivation, I ended up getting all state, a state championship behind that. So I think that was a big thing for me to learn about myself, and then learn how to keep myself motivated on top of that.
Right. Well, I'm sure, and I've kind of gotten to know your mom a little bit just
Mhm.
over social media. I absolutely love her.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she pretty much kept you in line, kept you
Well,
grounded through
yeah,
high school and said,
very.
well, wait a minute, back the truck up.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you one more thing about what we were just talking about, and I'm sorry, but it just went.
It's all good.
Michael's going to give me a hard time
No.
about this later, but it just went right out.
Harrison, do we got anybody texting in yet?
Yeah, we got a couple unknown texters here, but we'll go ahead and give it to the first one here. They got it right, Kurt Warner, and 4497. When you get time, pick a t-shirt, red or black, a 93.7 Ticket t-shirt. Mark that down, and it's all yours.
That's right. It's amazing. The answer to the quiz, of course, is Kurt Warner. Warner played for the Iowa Barnstormers in the Arena Football League before making his way to the NFL, where he won that Super Bowl with the St. Louis Rams and multiple MVP awards. And, there's a show out on him, a movie out on him, on Kurt Warner. But the thing about Kurt Warner was the game of the Arena Football made his release was so quick, so fast. He was a tremendous thrower.
Yeah.
That's why I want to get back to now. The game has improved your speed. I'm assuming.
Yes, sir.
And your vision and your quickness. We watched some of the video. I wish we could show that here, but there's some tapes that we watched last night. You're very quick to the ball. You seem to like to tackle.
Yeah.
Oh, and you know what? You're just, when I was watching it, all I
Yeah,
could think of
yeah.
was, he is not little, but he is a smaller version of Dick Butkus.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be a quarterback and see you
Well-
coming at me as fast as you do.
On that note, we need to take our final break. We'll be right back with Justice Henson in just a minute.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
My husband has always been the one we depend on. He's a great dad, loves the outdoors, but lately he hasn't been himself. He tried to hide it, but I can tell he's struggling with his mental health. I called the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
988 calls and texts are free and confidential with skilled caring support 24/7. No judgment, just help.
988 saved my husband's life.
Paid for by the University of Nebraska Public Policy Center. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey guys, it's Nick. You know how much I love beer, and this game day, show your Husker pride with Dear Old Nebraska Brew, the official beer of the Nebraska Alumni Association. Brewed by Nebraska fans, for Nebraska fans, Dear Old Nebraska Brew is your go-to for every kickoff, touchdown, and celebration. Whether it's tailgating, watching the game at home, or gathering with friends, this beer is there to bring that perfect game day refreshment. Dear Old Nebraska Brew embodies the spirit of Nebraska with every sip. So crack one open and let the good times roll. Dear Old Nebraska Brew, the official beer of Nebraska alumni. Please drink responsibly.
Our Nebraska public school teachers make a difference in our communities. I'm Tim Royers, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. I see it every day. Teachers connecting on a personal level with students and parents to support learning and growth. Our kids do better, community pride grows, Nebraska thrives. Our public schools rank in the top 10 nationally year after year. Strong public schools create strong communities.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association, aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association in this station.
Davis Plumbing is a locally owned company specializing in a wide range of plumbing services for both commercial and residential customers. Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and has a team of experienced plumbers ready to help you with any project, big or small. Customer satisfaction and peace of mind is their number one priority. So for any commercial or residential project, give Davis Plumbing a call today at 402-525-6922. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Travis with Midwest Bank, now with 2 branches conveniently serving Lincoln and 8 other locations across Nebraska. We're here to help you with any of your needs. From opening a checking account to buying a home or financing your business, our staff is here for you. Stop in and you might see Shin Daddy himself. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank, member FDIC.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Not many businesses can say they've made it 60 years, but Madsen's Bowling and Billiards can. With 12 bowling lanes and the biggest pool room in Nebraska, where else would you go to enjoy an afternoon or evening? There's a great daily specials like $2 Tuesdays, games of bowling, shoe rentals, draft beers, and tacos, all just $2 each. Have a delicious burger at EJ's Lounge before or after your bowling or pool session, and you'll leave satisfied. Madsen's Bowling and Billiards at 47th and Dudley.
As a proud member of the Roofing and Solar Reform Alliance, Coalition Restoration stands out by providing thorough property assessments, personalized customer service, and top-notch craftsmanship. With years of experience in the industry, Coalition Restoration has built a notable reputation for having a team filled with skilled professionals and possessing the expertise to handle any roofing project, big or small. Visit their website today for a free roof assessment at www.coalitionrestoration.com or give them a call at 402-607-8186.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio. From the heart of Lincoln, America, this is What's Next 24. With the authors of Next 24, Michael Worrell and Sherry Tills.
All right, welcome back in at What's Next 24. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. Come every Sunday morning. We got the host, Mike Sherry. We got guest Justice Henson and his fiance in here as well. If you guys want to join in, start our Heyman text line, 402-464-5685. And Justice, the one question that we haven't got to yet that I'm curious about, When it comes to basketball, you see all these other leagues that if you can't go pro, you can go G League, where you can even go overseas. When it comes to football, how important is it to have all these other leagues that are around, that some of these guys who, in your case, don't quite get that call to the NFL can still work and have that be an achievable goal, but maybe start in one of these other smaller leagues?
Yeah. Extremely important, because I see that I'm playing against some of these guys that was at that level, so I could be able to prove against scouts that I can play at that level against some of the guys that was already there. And plus, now we starting to see more guys leave out and go into like NFL camps, potentially the CFL or the UFL that can help you get to that level out of indoor football. So it's been a tremendous blessing for like the progression and the opportunity to go to like a higher level outside.
And do you see scouts, at some of those games that you've been a part of, to whatever you've been part of multiple teams, like other scouts showing up to quite a few of those, checking out what the talent looks like?
Usually, yeah, because whenever a scout follows a player, he follows the game, you know. So, per se, you got a tackle that's getting recruited by a higher league like the Saints or something like that. Then you also getting watched during that game too, because he's not on the field, so they got to have something to watch. So it helps out a lot when it comes to exposure.
Absolutely.
Justice, as we're wrapping up here pretty soon, I want to look forward with you now. Tell us, what are your goals with football and beyond? What's your future?
As a player, the ultimate goal is to, like I said, be able to put an NFL helmet on. That's the ultimate goal. But as far as outside of like being a player, I do want to be a head coach one day. And just also be a football coach in general. I just want to be able to give back to the game like the game gave to me. Like with football, it got me some of my closest friends. It got me some amazing connections with people that we both can help each other out and stuff like that. And I want to make sure kids understand like you can get a God story and you can get a whole bunch of positive people around you through this game of football.
And what does it mean to you to be a coach?
It means a lot because players adapt the identity of their coach. And I want to be the kind of coach that when they see me, they gonna see a player that's gonna give them a yes sir, no sir, or they go come correct every time.
Oh, that's fantastic. With the football, with the CFL or NFL, I know. Or you mentioned the UFL.
Yes, sir.
Is there any conversations going on yet?
Not sure. That's usually through my agent, but he definitely tells me everything when it comes down to it.
Yeah, I didn't think about the UFL. You had mentioned that as well. What's your family think of all this? Your mom, dad?
My mom, my dad, they always tell me so much of like how proud they are. They are a big part of my motivation as well too, because I want to make sure that everything they did for me growing up, I can make sure I represent them in a good way through this game at least.
Well, I know they're very proud of you. I've got to text your mother a couple of times. She's
awesome.
very, very proud of what you're doing, what you've become. How do you like being a personal trainer?
It's fun because it's the best part of being a personal trainer is when the person you're training sees results and then tells you, "Yo, my arms they getting big." Like I told you, like I had one guy crunch. He started out his bench press at like 225, and then like maybe like 2 months, 2.5 months later, it hit like 315.
Wow!
And then I jumped up in the air because I felt like I hit a PR.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Are you doing personal training right now?
Yes, sir, but kind of freelancing around. And then also one of my best like one of my best friends, his name Jair. He got a gym over there in Omaha in Pierce Plaza, Pro Performance. So we're doing a lot of stuff with kids and high school age kids, getting them prepared for extra work through sports.
Oh, wow. That's fantastic. We're about ready to wrap up pretty soon here. We turn over the microphone now to you.
Gotcha.
You get to speak and say anything you would like to the community. So, you got the mic?
Well, Omaha, Nebraska, Lincoln. It's been an honor, being down here as my home base through this journey of football. Being so far away from family, you kind of see like good vibes to a lot of people around here. So I just want to hope everybody could use my motivation, use my story as motivation to just never quit don't stay too low on your downs, and don't be too up on your good times, because good times can create complacency, and bad times can create worse times.
And if there's a young man out there who has the dreams that you do to play football, how can they get a hold of you?
You can reach me on Facebook. Type in my full name, Justice Henson. Same thing through Instagram and Twitter.
That's fantastic. Sherry, any other words from Miss Sherry?
I'm a little overwhelmed. You brought tears, and I'm blinking really hard and biting my tongue with just what you just said. But I'll tell you
Justice,
what.
thank you. Let's do this again.
He's amazing.
Let's see you in the NFL soon.
Yes, sir. It's nice to meet you.
Harrison, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, guys.